These are comparison you know type of slide formats, right? So now if you want to drag a slide from top to other things, you can just select this and drag it like this. Okay, so you can just drag it towards the end. Okay, now you have your before and after. Okay, now what do we want to do next is also look at how you can add shapes, right? So let's say now you want to have you want to create another new slide. I'm just going to click on new slide, and let's say you are trying to pick up a different format this time. Okay, most of the times the format, try to keep it simple. We would always suggest content with caption or title and content, right? So let's say content with caption. If I'm going to select this gives you an option to write your heading also, an image also, and a little text to go with it. Okay, so let's say now we are going to try shapes, and I'm going to say shape. Okay, and you want to write description about it. This slide shows you how to add shapes to your PowerPoint. Okay, now you see there might have been a mistake, and right click PowerPoint. Okay, now you have written it, but then maybe you're not happy with the font. You might want to increase it. So yeah, what I've done here is I've increased it randomly like this. But what we normally suggest is if you are following a certain format, try to keep it in the same format, right? So if this is 18, and if this is 23, and if this is 13, it will not look great, right? So the consistency is very important. To be able to have it uniform, you can just say Control A, and then have the fonts of all of these sections, let's say 18. Okay, and then you can readjust it, and then yeah, so this was superscript, let's say. And then okay, now this looks uniform, right? And this has to be uniform all across. So next you come here, you see this as 18 and the font as century gothic. You come here and you make this also 18. So these things actually matter, right? So this look good and make your presentation feel that it is made well, right? So instead of 20, I'm just going to keep it 18 again. Same with headings also, right? So if you have headings everywhere in particular format, like particular size, you want to keep it the same everywhere, right? So now you see here the heading is 36, and you see here the heading is 36, and you see here the heading is 20, and here it is 54. So I'm just going to select this, say 36, come here and select 36. Okay, so now you can see if I come from the top, things look uniform, right? Now, okay, shapes. We have come here. We have this formatted well, and you want to add a shape here, right? So there are. How do you add shape is from here, and also you can click, for items from here also, right? So I'm just going to click on the shapes. Now you see, if you click on this drop down, there are multiple elements that you can see, right? So most of these we very less frequently we do use. So what we primarily normally use is the rectangles, the rounded rectangles, the circle. Okay, so these are very broadly and heavily used, and then you also use lines. Okay, so let's say I'm going to use two shapes. One is this circle, this square, and then you can see that when you have to actually select and drag to actually put that shape here. Okay, so now you added the shape here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a same shape here to bring a different format, right? So now let's say here the caption that was there is actually not needed, but then it is like a guide. Okay, so now I put it here. Now I go back to shapes, and then maybe you might want to select another square and drag it again here, right? So this both do not seem like square, right? So if I am again going to insert and click on the square icon, and I drag it like this, it's basically rectangle. Okay, so now what how you can do perfect squares? Okay, so you will be able to do perfect squares if you hold the shift button, right? If I'm clicking the shift button now, so now how much ever I want to drag left and right, it will be in a square format only, right? So you can see 6.62 centimeter by 6.62 centimeter, right? So if you want a square, you would want to press this. So I'll just want to make it like, let's say roughly around 6 centimeters. There's no 6 centimeters because that is there, and I've just removed this. Okay, now let's say you wanted to show four quadrants, right? So I just can copy Control C and Control V. I can just right click here, copy, and then Control V or paste, right click and paste, and then you can put it here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is, maybe here you might want to change the colors a little bit. Okay, so what you can do is, here in the colors you'll have a template, right? So a specific set of template that comes with every theme, so you can choose those colors that goes with the template. Okay, so now I want to Control C and both, select both of them, right click, copy, and then right click, paste. Okay, so I'm able to put them here. Okay, so just for a little bit difference, maybe I just want to swap these here, then select this one and swap this here. Okay, so you have put four of your tiles here, and you just do not want maybe the border also here, right? So there is border, you can select all of them, and then also remove border. So basically this is the shape fill, this is the border, the outline fill, right? So you click here and say no outline, right? So they don't have an outline right now. Okay, so now you can do multiple things here. You can actually write text over this. So how do you write text over this is, you can either double click on this, right? So when you double click on this, that particular shape also can hold text, right? And you can also manage the shape when you click on it by also selecting, typing it here. Like I'm going to select 6 by 6. So now you see that all of these are 6 by 6, right? So I'm going to select all of this, and then I'm going to just say 6 by 6. Now all of them look uniform, and this is very advanced. Only when you need it you can just actually use it. So you have the shapes here, right? And if you want to change color for any reason, you can just go here and change the colors, right? I'm just going to select these colors. Okay, so now these colors are here, and you want to type something. Okay, so now when you type it also, you can format that text as well, right? So I'm going to say Q1, which is the quadrant one. Let's say I'm just going to say Jan, so Jan 2. So this is not something like financial year also, right? So you can just do Jan to Feb for illustration purposes only. Copy the same thing and then paste it here, paste it here, paste it here, right? Maybe you just want to change it. Okay, so Jan to March, let's make it Jan to March. Okay, so you added them here. Okay, so now you can add maybe stats also, numbers also. I've just written it here, right? So if you want to have any specific number also, you can just add the numbers here. Let's say maybe you just want to add something like dollar 15. Okay, okay, maybe you just want to say 1,000, and maybe you just want to give it a little bit more prominence. So that what you do, you just go and increase the size of the font. So how do you do that? You go to home again here, and then you can actually increase it, and you can remember the font. Let's say it's 28 here, and let's say you have written, come here, select this, click enter, and then paste it back. Okay, so if you remember, I've told you about the format painter, right? I'm just going to select this format painter, double click this, and then I can just select this. I have not typed it here, but then I can just type in here and also write the numbers, right? So you can have these like this. Okay, now let's say you want to add a picture which is from your system, right? So what you can do, yeah, you can just actually search for some amazing pictures online, and you can download them and select here and go to photo browser or pick from file, right? So I'm just going to pick from file. Then you will select any picture that is available, and then you might want to put that picture here, right? So just for alignment, you can just make it aligned here, and then maybe you just want to make it add numbers now, and say this slide shows you how to grow your numbers. Okay, so I'm just going it here like 16, right? So now this looks in a little bit different. Now this is a formatted slide, right? So now if you want to even put something even interesting like borders and all of those things also, you can select it here, shape outline, and maybe you might want to select an outline and see if the outline is visible, right? See, now just adding a small element like an outline makes it look even better, right? So this is how you work with shapes. There are multiple other shapes also, which you can use to make your presentations even better. We'll talk about them as we go forward in our next sessions. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. See you in the next session.